There's a little part of me that was putting this off. Anyway, I am live now. How are you? Let me know if I'm on multiple different platforms, so let me know where you're watching or tuning in from, or if you're watching this back on replay, make sure you hashtag replay. And honestly, I'm a little bit nervous doing this live because I realized over the past couple of days that authenticity, I say, is one of my values, and I don't feel like I've truly been 100% authentic on here. And that's not to say that there's parts of me that has been, it's just parts of me that feels like I can share more, I can give more value, and I can share more about my story. That's how we learn. And so what I'm going to talk about with you a little bit this morning is just more so, I guess, some things that have been happening for me, hopefully to share some wisdom and some value for you and you take away whatever it is that you need to take away from this. Maybe you need to hear this in your life right now. Maybe you're just like, I'm fucking crazy, and you're like, I don't like this chick, or whatever it is. I hope that you get something out of this, whatever that is. I'm going to share with you just, things that I've been up to, the changes that are happening in my life. Again and again and again, just feeling like I'm on this roller coaster. And I'm also going to share with you a little bit about what's coming up. I'm going to share with you about a giveaway, an incredible giveaway that I'm really stoked, especially right now in my life, to be sharing. Then also, what that next steps are and how you can win that giveaway too. So put in the chat if you feel like you have made decisions and choices in your life where you're like shaking from your bones, or it's something that you've thought about for quite some time, and then you finally do something with it. Like, let me know what it is, or if you can relate to that, because I feel like that's my life on a constant repeat. It's just like over and over and over again. I've done a lot of beautiful sacred retreats, connected with really incredible, definitely study for me. Yep, amazing. I've done a lot of sacred retreats, done a lot of detoxes, I've done a lot of like, I'm currently in the training doing NLP at the moment. I've just done my hypnosis. So for me, I didn't even realize that I'd be so deep dive into, I guess, my education side of things this year. All it says for me is Facebook user. So whoever wants to win, like, that's epic. Like, keep the comments coming. The more you comment, maybe I'll think of another prize for you too. No, but anyway, it's just all of these things have ripple effects. And what I've really learned is that it's 20% what you do in those moments when it's NLP or whatever type of training it is, and it's 80% the integration. And so it's like, how are you actually integrating it? So this is something that I feel like, it's me. I'm thinking that's Kristen. I'm thinking that is, I'm Kristen and myself, you distracted me. Kristen and myself do this really well, is the integration, and those around us, whether that's, I always find that no matter what is happening in life, it's always her and I standing next to each other, no matter what. We're constantly striving, we're constantly here for transformation. It's part of my human design, my soul's purpose here. And some people are going to like that, and some people are. And so you're listening, there's going to be some of you who are like, that's hectic, that's not me, I'm like, I'm crazy. And there's some of you that are going to lean in and be like, wow, I want that lifestyle. I want to learn how I can actually implement this. So very, very much, whatever you do, remember, it's how you integrate things. So really great leaders and mentors, I feel like, do talk a lot about the integration, which is really important. Now, first up, I feel like I'm at this point in my life where I was maybe 2 years ago when I moved from Victoria to Queensland. And some of you may know that story, some of you may not, but I decided that, like, all of things sort of felt like it came crashing down in my life, and I'd been thinking about moving to Queensland for years and never took action on it. I was in a relationship that I'm really grateful for. I just chose to be stuck in that relationship though. And so then I finally chose to move and make the decision. I said to Kristen, I said, look, I'm moving with or without you at that point in my life. And literally that week she had sold all of the furniture in her house, and she's like, I'm coming. I was like, right, okay. I know I've got like a soul sis who's like with me on this journey. And so this is kind of like what's happening now again. And it's going to consistently happen because I am about transformation. And so I'm not going to share with you where I'm moving to right now. I would love for you, this is a part of the giveaway, to comment in the chat where you feel like that place is. I'm not going to tell you any details. So just like put in the comments where you think that place is. Could be a state, could be a country, whatever you think, wherever you think, you're intuitively moving with your intuition, and that's going to be a part of the giveaway too, hint, hint. So make sure you comment that below. And so that's a big part of me felt so resistant to that because of home and family and friends and all these things. However, when I was reflecting last night on my astrology and all of the sessions that I've had done and the study that I've done on myself and my energetics, it all makes sense. Like living in that alignment is about me traveling, and wherever that may be. I'm going to be careful not to share too much information. So there's a part of me that feels like I've been a fraud because I haven't been like I've known this stuff about my energetics. I've known this stuff about my design. I've done some sort of travel, but I'm not really like if I was to die tomorrow or in an hour, whatever it is, clear, cancel, delete that. But if that was to happen, would I truly be happy or truly be satisfied with the life that I'm living? And the best way for me to show people and help people as a coach and as a mentor in business is like by doing the shit that I would expect other people to do or could see or want for them. And so I've got to start living and embodying that life. And so that's what I realized is like, fuck, okay, I want to travel more. And I've said this for years now and I still haven't done it. So I'm like, okay, it's been a bit of a slap in the face with all of, like I said, these retreats and NLP and everything that's been happening. It's like one ripple effect after the other. So there's a lot that's happening in literally every area of my life, but especially in my home life. And then I've also got business. And so some of you may know that I have stepped away more so from coaching and gone into the affiliate marketing space. And something that I was hiding about myself for a long time is that I fucking love business. I really do. I really love it. I love the human design aspect of it, of helping people with that in business. It scares me because I'm like, wow, that's another level, although it's the same thing. It's like really helping people learn more about themselves so they can really level up as themselves as a leader. That's what I'm really passionate about. And that's what my journey's been about. So we have stepped away more so about running our own events as part of the Freedom System movement, myself and Kristen. But we also love, like, we want to host those retreats, host those events at people's retreats or birthday events, like functions. It's a perfect time this year. Like we're coming into Christmas is just around the corner, literally. So that's what we're really focusing on and really living more of that freedom life. So we felt quite stuck in that of like running our own events. And so we're like, how can we create more of this impact and start living in more of our truth of what we really love? And how can we help inspire and empower other people with that too? And then I've got relationships. And so, relationships. One of my intentions with my goal card for this month is deepening my relationships with the masculine men in my life. And it's just been this like roller coaster of acknowledging who I do have around me and deepening that part within myself too. Like even with parts of my dad coming up, parts of my closest, bestest of friends, and just being in this state of okay, like letting people go and coming from this place of absolute love for them and not coming from this place of hate or anger, but just truly like embodying what you want out of that relationship. And so a lot of that has been about healing. A lot of that has been about going deeper within myself. Thank you. And really just acknowledging all parts of me, and the more unconditional love you can have for yourself, the more you're going to have for other people. That's really how it is. And so if we've got all this hatred or all these things and triggers coming up that other people are doing, it's a reflection for us to go within. Because if we truly loved all parts of ourselves, those things wouldn't come up in that way. But they're meant to come up in that way because we're meant to work through them. It's just the choice in those moments of what you do with it. So there's been a lot around relationships that has been really quite emotional. Like last night I was on my bed, grieving things like my relationships that I'm letting go of right now in my life, and also like with just pure love, and also my cat Tricky, for those of you who know too, like depending on where I'm going, hint, I'm not going to be able to take him with me. And so like I was just laying on the bed with him last night, and I'll share more about that as I go along this journey, and like letting go of all of the things that I'm so attached to, like the things in my room, my plants, my books, and like really you've got to let go of these things in order to be able to, I guess, live more of the life of freedom, like not being attached to all these things. And so, it's been very much about the letting go in that way too. Doing things that scare you. Two things that I've really learned in NLP right now. There's only two fears, which is fear of falling and like loud noises. Everything else is an illusion. And I was like, what the fuck? All other fears that you're fearful of, living the lifestyle that you want, other people's judgments, it's all just an illusion. Like there's literally only scientifically two fears that we have in our life, which are those two things. And so just knowing that has really triggered a lot of things of like, well, you could do anything. It's about living that life now. And so choosing what sort of lifestyle that you want to be living. Like, for example, for me, if I want to be traveling, I'm going to start living that now, whatever that looks like. And that might be just, you going out on an adventure, discovering, but it's like actually like starting to take the actions of those things that you dream about and not just having them as a dream and creating that in your life now. And following your heart's desires, because ultimately if we're going against our alignment, like our truth and our heart's desires, we're going to just be falling into this they potentially could be this state of disease or whatever comes up for us later in life. It just affects us physically. It shows in our physical body. And so with that too, there's also elements of for those of you who know, I've got an investment property with Kristen, so there's going to be things about selling that investment property and letting go of that. For me personally, I'm not actually looking at, okay, is this investment property a good investment for myself? I haven't done a lot of that reflection. And it's being really honest with yourself of like, okay, well, what is the best choice for me? What is the best choice for me and my actions and where I'm at in life, and knowing that you're just this abundant being that can really create whatever you want. But just it starts with taking radical responsibility in your life now. Yes, I'm just going to take a breath. So yeah, I've been going through a lot of grief and working through fears and just, feeling into this move and what I need to do, like taking the reins again of my life, like taking radical responsibility is what myself and Kristen always talk about of my life right now, and acknowledging it and sharing more with you all online and sharing, like not having, like I don't want to go to my deathbed with regrets. Like that is not something I will do. I want to live life on purpose. I want to live life full of my passion and fun and live every day like it's the last. And so I need to start acting like that, start acting that way. That's out of integrity for me. So I don't know who needed to hear this today. Maybe this has triggered some things in you, which I'm glad. This is good. And I plan on doing more of it as well. So make sure you comment in the chat, where do you think I'm moving to? That's part of the giveaway. The giveaway, the prize is an in-depth human design session with me. So we can talk about your purpose here on this earth. We can talk about business. We can talk about anything you like learning more about yourself. Like I get so excited on these sessions. I'll do everything I can to make sure you get whatever you want out of that session. It could just be more around your purpose or fears or whatever's coming up, learning more about you, so then you can start living that lifestyle of freedom that you really choose to and want to, or just at least be in that state of being able to attract more in your life. Like you've got to raise that frequency, start living in alignment, so then you have the ability to receive those things that you want, matching that energetic frequency. And so make sure you comment. Also share this live to your story. You can make sure you tag me so I can see it and I can see who's actually going to be in the draw. And I'll share that later. I'll share it tomorrow, who wins. And we also have our next mastermind coming up. So that next mastermind is happening on Sunday. It's welcoming a freedom, how to welcome a freedom lifestyle, and also living outside of the matrix, doing exactly what we're doing, but in your own way, and how to navigate that. I feel like that's what everybody's like, yeah, I want freedom and I want all these things, but it's like, how do you actually navigate that and where do you start? So we're going to share a lot about our journeys and also how you can integrate that in your own life. So yes, make sure you comment below where you think I'm moving to. Make sure you share this to your story, tag me so I know, for your chance to win an in-depth human design session. If there's any other prizes, because I can see a few people have commented in here too, I'll just share them as well. Maybe I'll offer some more things. That would be fun. Add more value where I can. But if this has resonated anyway, please feel free to message me, comment below what your takeaway was from this, maybe what you're triggered by. And that's how I can best support you. But much love. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy the sunshine. And I'll talk to you all very soon.